So students, welcome back. So we are discussing about Henry Fayol's administrative theory of management. Henry Fayol, a French mining engineer, he became the chief managing director after after becoming a leading industrialist and a successful manager. So he had given us 14 principles of management in his famous book General and Industrial Administration. He is called as the father of modern management. So the 14 principles are summarized as like principle of division of work, principle of authority and responsibility, principle of discipline, principle of unity of command, principle of unity of direction, principle of subordination of individual interest to organizational interest, principle of centralization, principle of remuneration, principle of scalar chain, principle of order, principle of equity, principle of stability of tenure, principle of initiative, and principle of spirit de corps, teamwork. In our previous lecture, we have discussed about the first 7 principles of management. You can refer my YouTube channel for the previous lecture, part 1 of this management theory. And today we are going to discuss about the next 7 principles of management. Students, these are the next 7 principles of management. So we are going to discuss today all these 7 principles of management, and let's start with our principle of remuneration. Remuneration means payment or compensation to employees by the organization. It includes wages, salaries, bonus, commission, profit, sharing certain retirement benefits, monetary and non-monetary benefits. It can be fixed by taking into consideration the cost of living, skill and knowledge, capabilities of the employees. Each and every employee must get fair remuneration. That is, it must be fair to the employees that employee remains motivated and loyal towards the organization. And it must be fair to the employer also. That is, it should be within the paying capacity of the firm and not enough for the employee to buy the company next month, right? Example, a sales manager Rohit with 10 years experience must get more salary than a fresher Mr. Samir. They are the people, that is, Rohit and some other senior people have taken the company to the next level. They have personal contacts with key clients. इतना कि clients बोलते हैं send the payment link because I trust you more than my bank OTP. However, a fresher who has joined 2 months ago is still in learning phase. He needs experienced seniors like Rohit to guide him, to instruct him. So, it's the experience which adds not just years to resume but also to the paycheck. Once a woman met Picasso, famous painter, and requested him to sketch something for her. He drew a portrait and it was within 30 seconds. He charged $10,000. But when she said it only took 30 seconds, then Picasso replied, "It took him 30 years, ma'am. So you pay for experience." So the remuneration should be fixed by taking into consideration the skill, the expertise, knowledge, tenure, cost of living, market trend, profitability of the organization, correct? So let's go to the next principle, that is principle of scalar chain. It is the chain of authority, chain of command. Every employee knows who is their immediate boss because orders and decisions move from top to bottom level of management. And information of reports, any discrepancy moves from lower to top level of management. Like in school, colleges, there are principal, then VP, then supervisor, HOD, then teachers. So, scalar chain helps everyone know who told whom, that is, it gets a clear accountability. However, it causes delay if employee Ranbir at the top level management wants to communicate with employee Shahid, who is at the lower. Ranbir has to pass through middle level employees. So, it's a chain of command, order flowing from one boss to another, and then the staff. However, during emergencies, for taking quick decisions, this longer chain is avoided and cross communication or direct communication is followed in various organizations with the permission of authority. This is called gang plank. So let's see the diagram over here. This is a formal blue line over here, that is line of authority in the organization, which goes from top level management to lower level management. In the diagram, A is at top level, like he may be or she may be a CEO. B, C, D managers, which are under A on one side, and E, F, G are those managers under A on the other side. So, when you follow a normal rule, that is, if D wants to communicate with G, the message must follow the chain, that is from D to C to B to A to E to F and then to G. So it keeps discipline and clarity, but the main disadvantage over here is that it is very slow. But you can see a yellow line over here, that is called as gang plank. This is a shortcut Fayol suggested for emergencies or contingencies. If D urgently needs to contact G, they can talk directly using the gang plank with the permission of their seniors. So, scalar chain maintains order and unity of command, while gangplank saves time when quick action is to be needed. Let's go to the next principle, that is principle of order. It is based on a place for everything and everything in its place. It consists of human resources and material. Human resources means place for everyone and everyone in their place. The right person should be placed at the right job. It saves time, energy in searching for the qualified person to avoid confusion about roles and ensures accountability. So for example, if you put a canteen guy in accounts department, you won't get balance sheet, right? You will get a bill of rupees of 5 samosas and 3 chais. No offense, just joking. Similarly, materials, tools, file, equipment, finished goods, machinery should have a fixed designated place with labeled separate areas. If we need them, we should know exactly where to find them, and it saves our time and prevents delay. Crisis like where did I keep my accounts file, or where did I keep my stapler can be avoided, correct? Like your mom who has just organized the kitchen, and now if you just move a salt jar by 2 inches also, the movie plan will get cancelled, right? So when both physical and human resources are in sync, then there is discipline, clarity, productivity, better coordination between departments. See that we keep our shoes in shoe rack, right? Kitchen utensils in kitchen, books in book rack. Everything at proper designated place. Same logic goes for a company. A place for everything and everything in its place. So physical resources means things in place, and human resources mean people in place. So let's move to the next principle of equity. Equity means fairness, kindness, no discrimination between employees. It means equal treatment, friendly treatment. It builds trust between employee and the employer. So, a manager should always be fair. That manager should not be a robo manager. There should not be any favoritism. There should be rules for everyone. Manager should listen before taking any major decisions. Manager should always appreciate good work publicly and criticize privately. There should be same rules for leaves, late marks, promotions, transfers, salary hike, etc. for every employee working at the same level. Now, for example, Rohit is manager's cousin, so he get leaves anytime, salary hike every year. And Rahul, who is a hard working employee who hit all the targets, wait for 3 years to get a promotion. So equity means heart plus brain. मैनेजर के पास दिल और दिमाग दोनों होना चाहिए. Equity means deducting fine for being late from everyone. But in certain cases where Aishwarya, an employee, comes late due to illness of a mother, then in that genuine case, late mark should be waived off for that particular day. So, management should be fair as well as friendly to the subordinates. Let's move to our next principle of management, that is principle of stability of tenure. This principle means that employees should be given reasonable security in their job. It means an employee should not be transferred frequently from one department to another or one branch to another every few months. They should be allowed to stay in one particular department or branch long enough for better productivity unless there is some major problem. Similarly, they should not be fired without any genuine reason, or they will always have insecurity in job. They will work in fear. They won't be loyal to the company. If an account teacher in your college changes every 2 months, both the students and the teacher will suffer. For effective learning, there should be one teacher who is handling one subject for at least one academic year. This will result in 100% result. Tata does not treat employees like use and throw pens. They hire them, train them, and so Tata is Tata since 150 years. In 2008, during recession, Tata Group avoided firing people while other companies fired thousands of employees. But in Tata Group, they reduced salary up to 5 to 10% for top bosses but did not fire any factory workers. Just like we keep our raincoats, umbrellas till Diwali or Navratri nowadays because it rains in November also, right? So companies should continue with the same employees during sales, for maybe during sales, that means a slow sales for future growth. They don't fire them. This is called as stability of tenure. Now let's go to our next principle of management, that is principle of initiative. It means employee get freedom to think, to plan and execute new ideas. According to this principle, manager should encourage every employee to take initiative instead of saying only yes boss, yes boss. मैनेजर को एम्प्लॉय को फुल फ्रीडम देना चाहिए. गलती हो गई तो मैं हूं ना, तू ट्राई करता रहे, ऐसा होना चाहिए. बिना इनिशिएटिव रोबो जैसा काम हो जाएगा, नो ग्रोथ. वही इनिशिएटिव के साथ काम में मज़ा आ जाएगा. ऑफिस में प्रिंटर खराब हो गया एंड देयर इज़ अ क्लाइंट मीटिंग, सो राज एन एम्प्लॉय इंस्टेड ऑफ कंप्लेनिंग टू द मैनेजर ही टुक इनिशिएटिव and quickly used his phone to make PDF. The deal was saved and the manager was also very happy. This leads to faster problem solving and increases belongingness towards organization. लेकिन हाँ, मैनेजर ने बोला इनिशिएटिव लो. एम्प्लॉय नेक्स्ट डे बॉस की कुर्सी पर बैठकर मीटिंग लेने लगा. बॉस बोला बेटा लिमिट में इनिशिएटिव लेना था, इनिशिएटिव लो बोला था, कंपनी संभालने को नहीं. सो इनिशिएटिव मीन्स वॉलंटियरिंग टू डू द वर्क in an innovative way. Let's go to another principle, that is principle of spirit de corps, that is teamwork. It means we, not me. It means team spirit, where success and failure are shared by the whole team instead of one person. We means unity, trust, and cooperation, whereas me means conflict and division in the organization. According to this principle, management should promote team spirit of unity and harmony among employees. So, union is strength. There was an old Doordarshan ad where a hunter lays a net to catch birds. One bird gets trapped and struggles alone, but it can't escape. Then many birds came together and all of them lifted the net and flew away. The hunter is left shocked. No bird gets caught because they worked as a team. So when an employee act alone, problems trap them. But when they work together with team spirit, they can overcome even big challenges. T in team means together. E in team means everyone. A stands for achieves and M stands for more. So, together, everyone achieves more. That is TEAM, team. Manager in meeting from today, he says, we will follow spirit de corps. That is, we are a team, we will work together, right? So next day, no one works and project could not be executed. Manager asks, who is responsible for this? Employee says, sir, you said we are a team yesterday, so we all are responsible. So, on a serious note, spirit de corps is used to achieve organizational goals easily. So, students, these are the next 7 principles of management. That is principle of remuneration, principle of scalar chain, principle of order, principle of equity, principle of stability of tenure, principle of initiative, principle of spirit de corps, that is teamwork. Students, we have completed the 14 principles of management. So, these are principle of division of work, principle of authority and responsibility, principle of discipline, principle of unity of command, principle of unity of direction, principle of subordination of individual interest to organizational interest, principle of centralization, principle of remuneration, principle of scalar chain, principle of order, principle of equity, principle of stability of tenure, principle of initiative, and principle of spirit de corps, teamwork. So, Fayol's principle are the basic rules to run any organization smoothly. Even after 100 years, companies still use them because they are logical, practical, and work in real life. So 14 principles is equal to मैनेजमेंट का गूगल मैप्स. फॉलो करो, मंजिल पे पहुंच जाओगे. थैंक यू एवरीवन.